Hey guys, I'm here. Welcome back for episode 4 of season 2 of Andor. The last set of episodes set the stage nicely, picking back up with these characters after we last met with them a couple years after the fact, after the events of the previous season, and just kind of laying the groundwork for the state of the rebellion at this point and how it's kind of complicating a lot of different things as, you know, the seriousness of these deals of orchestrating and operating this is starting to kind of encroach in on our major players here. The gravity of the situation at hand is just becoming more and more inescapable. And it's just really, really fascinating to watch, especially in those final moments as we see the fallout of what was happening on Rael juxtaposed with everything that was going on back on Chandrilla. But I'm excited to get into this and see what happens next, so let's get ready to jump in. If you want to see the full-length reaction, as always, you can check it out over on Patreon, or if you become a member of the channel, gives you access as well. It is a watch-along format, so you will need your own footage to sync up the time codes for actually the entire episode. Over there, get the same thing for all the other shows and movies we cover on the channel. You also get to suggest and vote on movies we react to each month. This is a great way to support the channel, helps do the things we do over here. But at the end of the day, I really appreciate it if you enjoy this reaction. To leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you're not already, because it really helps these videos out. With that all said and out of the way, let's go ahead and hop into episode 4. Here we go. 1 year later. So we're 3 BBY now, right? Yep. Math, guys. Complicated math right there. Oh, god damn it. Opening with another traumatic memory yet again, haunting her dreams. At least this time she gets to wake up next to Cassian. So I'm wondering if that time skip between seasons 1 and 2, if they actually did get married, you know, or if that's just their cover. Or are we still in the dream? Okay, we're still in the dream.
Cassian said he'd seen your faces, so you tried. He knows that, wherever he is. Wasn't much of a soldier, was he? They'll never find his body. His family will never know what happened. I forgot to ask his name. Might be a bit late now.
This is fucked up, man.
Everyone has their own rebellion.
Oh no, she's... Oh, that's even scarier. Oh no.
Same thing again? Dr. Gorst, you want to talk about it?
Just go back to bed. Just being home. It's when I relax. I still need to do something about these windows.
We can do that tomorrow.
Got some decent plates. If we're gonna keep coming back, we might as well settle in.
You sure you don't want to talk about it? My aches.
Yo. Oh, yo. Ghorman. Oh, no. What are we gonna be cooking up here, I wonder? Oh, wait. Look who followed his Dobby mommy here. The spider motif. Classic maneuver. He's probably here under the guise of his Bureau of Standards kind of stuff to kind of infiltrate.
Where are you?
I am in my office.
Requesting a transfer, I hope.
I like it here.
I think you've got spiders in your brain.
Okay, so he was transferred here.
You're being cast aside. You're being discarded and too naive to see it.
I'm in charge here, Mother.
As they need.
People died trying for a desk at headquarters.
And then they die at those desks.
You were here, Syril. You'd found a woman actually willing to make a life with you, and you just walk away? A respectable career, a relationship thrown away. And for what? A field office on Ghorman?
I'm assuming you won't be visiting.
There's no way this has to be a cover.
They're decent people.
Syril. I have met some Ghormans in my time. Uncle Harlow used to wear nothing but Ghorman twill.
Yep.
We're getting new directives every month, and people are getting hurt.
You're too close to know what's really going on.
Well, I'll tell you how close I am. There are people in my office. I'm looking at 2 of them right now.
So I wonder if those are rebels or Imperials listening in on him, monitoring his communications, or I don't know.
Don't become too much of an individual, Syril.
I have spiders to count.
Same time next to...
Didn't even let her finish. Good move. I'm assuming that's a Ghorman cell listening in.
Highlands, lobby quad.
Right, because they need somebody to get in touch with the rebel cells, because they were talking about they need rebels on Ghorman that they could trust to do what they want them to do. So I think he's there as a plant for the long con, probably. And obviously he has to keep up that front with his mother.
Let me see the bag.
What for?
Let me see the bag.
Seriously?
I don't like this place. I thought you meant the other one.
I meant the good one. This is the good one.
We need to mix it up.
We haven't been here for a month. Look at us. I can't sleep. You can't shop. The mission is dinner. I think we can handle it.
Okay.
Do you accept this mission, or will dinner self-destruct?
I've seen you for a while. I thought I'd lost you.
Been around.
These are lovely for a lovely lady. Anything else today? No. We're good.
What the hell is that?
Extra hots.
My husband wants a taste.
The protests on Ghorman.
Not a tourist, you know it.
This one's different.
I'm not buying another spider.
This one's free.
This is their approach.
There's a candy inside with information on the wrapper.
About what?
There's a meeting. You should come. You have the address.
It worked. They took the bait. Assuming this is bait, and he didn't actually get shoved out here just in coincidence.
What are you gonna tell him?
About what?
About what happened on the mission?
Luthen cares about results. It had to be done. There's nothing else to say. Hey, he was a threat. He was a soldier. We're in a war. Not everybody knows it yet, but it's happening. People die.
I wonder if he knew.
Well, he does now. He was a soldier. He was a threat. You and I are here now because he's dead. It had to be done.
God, that we're seeing that shift. God, but he's not wrong. Neither of them are really wrong at all, though. War's messy, man. Oh, somebody busted in.
Can we walk tomorrow?
That sounds nice.
The park. Big one.
I told you they put cameras in.
We can cover it up.
There's other places. The insanity of the city keeps us safe.
And why are we being so paranoid?
Just trying to protect us.
You mean me?
What's so wrong about that?
It's warping things.
I don't want to lose you again.
Mm-hmm.
That's not up to us anymore. If it's a war, and you keep saying it is, and I know that you're right, it's not up to us what we save, what we lose. I love you. And I regret every second that we didn't spend together, but I'm trying not to count on anything anymore.
What am I messing up?
I can handle more than you think.
Which is
Do you
why
want to
you're
get
awake
involved?
all the night.
I'm not Marva. I'm not your sister. I can...
Seriously.
I can handle it.
What am I messing up?
You didn't kill that boy because we're at war. You killed him because he saw my face.
Oh, whoa.
What's the difference?
I don't know. But if I'm giving up everything...
She might as well
I wanna
fight.
win. We have to.
Oh! Now that's pod racing. That's good. Watching the pod race while on shift.
Left some files in the office. Syril Karn, Division Chief, Bureau of Standards.
Gonna want after-hours clearance.
Take 5 minutes.
Sorry, unauthorized.
I have a presentation with Sector Committee tomorrow morning. I left my notes on my desk like an idiot. I have to have them. Take me 5 minutes. Or I can tell you where they
They're like, I don't want to go do it.
Where are you?
The safe room.
You were careful.
Yes, of course, always.
There he is. There we go.
Been invited to a meeting.
A meeting with who?
I don't know. It's public. It's a town hall, but this is them. It's Ghorman front. I know it.
How do you know?
I told you I was
Oh.
being watched. It has to be them. Who else could it be?
Well, let's wait and see what happens.
I thought you'd want a brief purge, guys.
No. He'll want more than that.
The operation's officially begun, and he's the bait.
Weapons, sir. There are some pieces that appear to have come from the Axis supply chain.
Have we nothing more definitive?
No, sir. Not yet.
Not yet. 30 suspects in custody, and we are still ingesting and speculating. Where's the intel? Hardly the tempo required for effective counterinsurgency.
It's disappointing on many levels. I see a variety of causes.
Pick one!
75 restricted Imperial weapons. You've had that 10 days. You don't call me in. You don't think I could be helpful.
I won't hesitate if I need it.
Andor must be found. You can have all the glory.
Has it ever crossed your mind that Partagas put me on Axis because I don't seek glory?
You've given me a lot to think about. My door is open.
Oh, well, we got a lot of fucking... seems a little messy here, man.
Transferred everything's pissing her off. I won't ask. But you, thank you. He was gonna chew his way through Legret and eat me for fun. How do I repay you?
You can buy me lunch.
Done.
What is up with this guy?
Ghorman needs this legislation more than anyone. If I can't count on your support, what's the point?
You're confusing criminality and politics here.
Really? Are we finding criminals or making them?
I can't support the bill because I can't risk chafing the Emperor. But why I'm in this position, and why it seems to be intensifying, and why Ghorman is being persecuted so intently are questions no one seems prepared to answer.
If we do not stand together, we will be crushed.
I know how hard you're working this month.
I am close on the votes.
That's not what I hear.
Look at just the conviction numbers we're allowed to see. An 18% rise in Kaifo, Tapassi 21, a 38% increase in Ghorman.
I'm not sure linking anything to Ghorman right now is a good idea.
I am constantly begging my people to stay calm and do nothing that might make things worse. Voting against the Emperor right now would be a total violation of that request. Ghorman cannot take the risk.
Damn.
Sorry, Mom.
This... That's the truth of it, though. It is a risk. Everybody's being complicit, putting their heads down, going along with all of it. And then, yeah. Oh, right. Right. I totally forgot.
Dedra Meero's running Ghorman. She's been on it all year, all this time. I doubt there's 3 people in the building that know what I've just told you.
Why Ghorman?
I don't know. I can't believe they've kept it so quiet.
It's the obsession with Ghorman. What are they after?
I don't know. I'm trying to rethink this all with her in the picture. It doesn't make sense.
All the propaganda.
That can't be ISB. It's too slick. That's outside help.
I need the end game.
I don't have it.
Meero self-access for good.
Not by choice, but yes.
I can't wait another 3 months, Lonnie. There's too much going on.
You used to tell me to wait.
Those days are gone.
We're running out of time.
Update on the signal sequence.
Yes.
We'll be standing by.
Completely forgot he was Luthen's dude, man. I feel silly.
Madame, a mes sochtan, glod pej, maz blik vashem foladis, sintrang poj elmun, nim dagol, la IGG dalit puster, van bodogus en passport, pondem dialer smuleg en velor, carapot si je peux dire, nash foladis prend gastam, et vache dilam gouvarve.
God, man, they're hitting the gamut of everything. Everything.
Allez-y, ici, c'est Moon. La pénage qu'une porte, la pénage tordée, la garde, sous Viscarel. Allez-y,
Seeing the unrest, the displeasure, the frustration. Of all the control being imposed by the Empire.
How much do you understand? Not enough. She lost her family in the Tarkin massacre. There was a promise that the new Imperial building would never cast a shadow across the memorial.
Empty, careless promises.
People think the new building is meant to be a fortress. What do you think?
Right, that's the armory they were talking about building then, probably the front.
Her name is Enza. Syril. He's an Imperial spy. Be careful.
It's not true, is it?
No.
Well, if I told you I have to kill you.
It might be helpful to have your advice. There must be some way to make our appeals more effective.
I'm not sure that's allowed.
Is there a law against seeking Imperial counsel?
I suppose not.
We're drowning in rumors. Many people are starting to think this new building is more than just an annex. I'm not sure why the Empire would build an armory in the middle of Palmer, but I'm running out of answers.
There it is.
Well, I have nothing to do with the annex.
You must have seen the floor plans.
Those are classified.
Certainly lends weight to the rumors. 16 years ago, Grand Moff Tarkin killed 500 peaceful, unarmed Ghormans in the middle of that plaza.
Oh. Oh.
You can imagine how upset we would be to find out there's an Imperial military facility.
So we're building up to something completely different.
Ghormans yearn for peace and prosperity. If you are writing a report, make that your headline. Maybe we can do some good together. Donash Badorinex.
Dorinex.
Learning some local customs there. Nice move.
It's flashing.
Just come back.
Well, you are being summoned, it seems.
Ever been to Ghorman?
Where they make the fabric? No.
I need an assessment.
Of what?
Of who? Cara Rylance. He's running the Ghorman front.
You know him.
In my way. It's a different kind of mission, but it's not without danger.
And Bix?
No, not this time. You have to go alone.
Damn. I mean, I get it,
I have
but
to think
yeah.
about that.
Ghorman would be a remarkable place to turn our way. I need to know more before we get involved. Bix will be fine.
You don't know that. And I haven't said yes.
Reach out to Kleya. I want this done quickly.
So I'm wondering if I'm getting either dates or event details a little misaligned right now. Whatever. We'll let things play out. Oh wait, are we paying Saw a visit? Or is Saw paying us a visit?
Look at you. Is she healthy?
Yes.
Has it been tested?
It works.
Who taught you this?
Why is that important?
Not many old pipe poachers out there. Not many who've lived to tell the tale. Who taught you this?
I'm here to teach the variations. More than that, I'm not allowed to say.
Look at this. A brave one! But how brave? Have you seen a man die, don't you? Maybe you're like me. Maybe you love the smell of it. Maybe you breathe just a little too deeply. Burn from the inside. You watch your skin blister as it melts away. Or you die loud. Cut a line, drop a wrench, let it spill. Don't even need a spark, do you, boy? Boom!
Jesus.
Burn from the outside.
Either burn from the in or burn from the out. Oh my god.
Have you ever done this for real? Or just in a classroom?
I've done it. Never alone, but I've done it.
This is Pluty. He'll be your student.
Which variation?
You teach them all. You know where we're going when I tell you.
But I need to leave tomorrow.
Really? Is that what you need?
There was an agreement.
Oh my God. They're altering the deal.
You're here till I get what I need.
Damn. This is wild, man. Managing all these different cells, or, well, failing to really manage any of them. God, it's just like this looming dread throughout all of this episode, just building and building and building all throughout. As, you know, to the public eye, Dedra has been moved or reassigned to something else. Obviously, they can't know about what operations she's working on. The people that know was pretty much Krennic. And like they said before, only the people in that room, which includes the head ISB guy there as well, he's the only one that also knows. Her project's been handed off to someone else. And then we have Luthen's guy here trying to just kind of piece this all together, as he's now finally getting little hints, but not really a whole lot for them to really glean what's going on. So now Luthen's kind of pressured to kind of dig in on his own, and he's sending Cassian to go put his ear to the ground on Ghorman. Meanwhile, under the guise of a breakup and a reassignment to Ghorman, Syril is actually now working undercover, as he always wanted to do, and he's there to be as unassuming and also as anti-imperial as possible. Or, you know, that's why he's like, every time he's talking to his mother, he's like, I know they're bugged. They're watching Imperial news, mother. Of course, you're just buying into their propaganda. Which is exactly what anybody else outside of this would definitely think. But that's what's doing. It's that he's making himself appealing to them. He's luring them out so that they will draw him in, so they can infiltrate their circle. Because as Dedra said, as part of her plan, she was like, what we need is Ghorman rebels who are willing to do what we would want them to do. We're getting to see the society. We're getting to see the reactions to everything that's been going on there. And the way that people are talking about everything, you know, with what Tarkin did not that long ago, the protests that are going on. Okay, so I had to look it up because I was trying to figure out where I was getting confused. And because there's a series of events that it seems like we were building up towards, but I was kind of getting them mixed up with the Legends versions of these events. They kind of, with that Tarkin mention, they kept that as canon, though it seems to be its own separate event now, as we are still building up towards what I imagine we are building up towards. Again, for anybody that's not aware of what that is, I'm just going to keep that, again, in my back pocket until we get a little bit closer, or it happens, whichever comes first. Everything all centers around Ghorman all the same. So we're seeing Syril kind of get in there. We're seeing the protests. We're seeing the people dislike the new rules that are just being enforced upon them by, you know, on a whim by the Empire. It's impacting their businesses, their crops, their exports, their imports, all this kind of stuff. And how fitting. We're seeing Syril kind of sit in on these towns meetings. He's, you know, they've taken the bait. They're bringing him in. And now he's got a face-to-face with the heads of this Ghorman front so far. You know, then meanwhile, we see Mon on Coruscant trying to leverage, you know, the political side of things, talking to all these different senators, trying to get the votes she needs to try to, you know, fight back against the Emperor and what he's doing on Ghorman. And nobody's really willing to budge. They're buying the propaganda, they're buying the numbers that are fed to them, or they are just willfully ignoring it just to kind of keep anything from falling on their heads. Oh, we're just going to keep our heads down. We're just going to play safe because I need to protect mine and my own. I'm just going to play the game, you know, play it safe and just kind of ignore this while she's trying to get people to kind of stand up to Palpatine. And so far, no one's seemingly willing to do that. And then Cassian here with Bix, you know, they, in fact, are indeed married. They are here, at this place, their little safe house, where they've made some roots. At least it's become a, common place where they've been able to kind of hang up their coats for a little while. So she's talking about maybe we should actually start to settle in, because that was one of the things that kind of gave him away. And the last thing is like the officer that came in to inspect everything before he got all creepy. Well, before it got creepier, he was talking about how everything in here felt so temporary. It didn't feel like a home. So she's talking about, getting things for the window, fixing the window, getting things to stay here, going out in the town, trying to live a life, trying to get some kind of control over everything that they've got going on right now. Then she hit us with that thing. It was like, you only killed him because he saw my face. So it seems like that's weighing on her. The fact that Cassian is willing to do what he did just because somebody saw her face. Like you said, he's trying to do anything and everything to protect her. Again, she's like, I know this is a war. I know it sucks. It hurts. She's trying to compartmentalize a little bit about her own frustrations, her own pain, her own trauma from what happened with the doctor, the things, the torture that was done to her, and how that's still lingering and affecting her, like sleepwalking. Not even sleepwalking. She was hallucinating. She was dreaming. She woke up and then was still seeing things. She was trapped in this in-between until Cassian kind of came in and got the gun away from her. So there's a lot of these things in her life right now that are just spiraling. Cassian's always going away on these missions, and she's just like, well, maybe if the only way we can be together is if I just go on these missions with you. If we're in a war, let me fight. Let me do something. I think part of it's wanting to be productive. I think part of it's wanting to get some autonomy back, wanting to get some strength and resolve back to fight back instead of just kind of cowering alone, or just being alone in general, as Cassian's off risking his life. And, there's always the possibility he might not come back home and whatnot. But then Luthen sends him exclusively on this mission. And again, he was like, what about Bix? He was like, well, just you this time still. So she's still left here as he's got to go away. And again, the world building, the little customs that we got with the way that they're living their lives here on this planet, getting to see them go shopping, getting to see the layout of their home, the thing they're doing there. And then again, the ISB stuff. I love all of these little insights into the world, and the way the Syril's kind of navigating Ghorman, trying to kind of, especially as a new person here, an outsider, picking up little bits and things about their culture and trying to leverage that as well. And then listening in, the crowds, the look, the feel, the vibe. It's really fascinating. I think the one major issue I'm kind of bumping into the time skips. I feel like there's just, obviously, I know we can't tell every single story, every single mission that Cassian goes on or anything like that, but I do feel like we're missing some things. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there and pass it off to you guys. How do you feel about this episode? How do you feel about everything that's going on right now? Sound off the comments. Let me know your thoughts down below. We'll carry on the conversation after the video. Hope you enjoyed the reaction. If you did, leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if not already. Remember, if you want to see the full length reaction, as always, you can check it out over on Patreon, or if you become a member of the channel, gives you access as well. And speaking of before we go, I want to shout out our channel legends: Mandy Sherritt, Your Course Scott, Robert Anguiano, Jeffrey L, Jake Cottrell, Eric Official, Casey Wood, Russell Crocker, Watchtower, Domi, Gregory Toner, and Lily Johnson. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. But that's it for you guys. I'll see you all in the next one. But until then, may the force be with you always. Take care, everybody.